Today's guest returning is Kim Willis, the Director of Communications and Mental Health Promotion at the Canadian Mental Health Association, Windsor, Essex County. Kim, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah. It's been over a month since we last talked. How are you doing personally, and how is the staff at the Mental Health Association handling these interesting times?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing well. We are adapting to the current realities, and people are staying focused. We are an essential service, so our staff continue to work and serve the community.
Yeah, it's interesting time. This is Mental Health Week.
Yeah.
Has Mental Health Week brought a spotlight on everyone's well-being?
Absolutely. The theme this year is #GetReal. And I think more than ever, we need to be open and honest and let people know if we're struggling with our mental health. It's definitely shone a light, even brighter, on the importance and significance of our mental health and well-being. So we've seen messages right from the Prime Minister to the Premier giving shout outs to the significance of our mental health, both this week, but also throughout the year.
What new measures has CMHA introduced in response to the pandemic?
Yeah, we've done a few things. We introduced the Mental Health and Addictions Urgent Care Center in partnership with Hotel Dieu Grace Healthcare. So it is located here at CMHA, 1400 Windsor Avenue. And essentially, it's open 5 days a week. And it's for anyone who is significantly experiencing some mental illness challenges, and to divert them from going to the emergency department. So, of course, if you are suicidal or in real crisis, we still say go to the emerge. But we know now more than ever, we're trying to keep people out of the hospitals for obvious reasons. So we have a full team here that's available 5 days a week. Just you can just walk through the doors and access those services. That includes a multidisciplinary team that includes psychiatry support if that's needed.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and the other position that we've introduced is a pandemic response therapist. So this, again, was in response to the community's need, and we recognize that these are unusual times, and it challenges the mental health of the best of us. So this therapist position was created. We found a funder through the Toldall Foundation, who generously supported this contract position for a year. And again, it's open to anyone who is experiencing significant depression, anxiety, and grief, or any other ailments related to their mental health and well-being. And you can access that by going through the normal intake procedures at CMHA.
You mentioned Hotel Dieu. Have you partnered with other agencies to support our community?
Yes. So in addition to Hotel Dieu, we've also been working with Family Services Windsor Essex in helping them to promote their new counseling line in partnership with United Way. So those, I think, are the two main ones that we've been part of to date.
Well, it's good working within our community to help our community.
Right. Yeah. We know that, these are such unusual times. And I think when we talk about grief, we're seeing, first of all, the families that are unable to have, quote unquote, a typical funeral for their loved ones. Gatherings are limited to 5 people. So that's one source of grief. But I think to a larger extent, a lot of us are grieving our lives, right? That our old lives and what we used to be able to do and see and experience. And it takes a toll on the best of us.
Oh, there's no question. I feel, part of this is the stress that we go through, and it's the uncertainty that we
Absolutely.
Don't know when this will end.
Yeah.
And when there's some sense, not back to normal, but some sense of normalcy.
Yeah, like I know for my part, probably naively, but when things first were shutting down across the board, I thought, okay, it'll be a couple weeks and things will start to reopen gradually. But we'll be able to get back to some semblance of our previous lives. And I think sitting here May 7th, with no real end in sight, and knowing that COVID is going to be with us for the next probably couple of years, it's real shock to everyone.
Yeah. Well, we know this is Mental Health Week. Do you have any other events planned for the month?
We do. So we just were one of the participants in Giving Tuesday Now, which happened Tuesday earlier this week. So we are grateful. Libro Credit Union donated $5,000, and we set up a matching gift campaign to support the unfunded programs at CMHA. So we are very close to reaching that $10,000 goal. And then also today, we are launching via Facebook Live our Ride Don't Hide event, which this year is happening virtually. So it's going to be a little bit different. It's happening actually on June 28th, but we're launching today to highlight the ride champions, to show people how they can participate, and really continue that sense of community that's been established over the last 6 years. And then later in the month, we have on May 31st, another virtual event in partnership with the Garage Gym. And that's a 5K run for frontliners. So any money raised that day will go towards supporting mental health of those working on the front lines. And again, it's virtual, so you can establish your own route. But again, we know that getting out into nature and hopefully the weather will be a little bit more promising. That's good for all of our mental health. So exciting things happening there. We also, on a regular basis right now, are offering free webinars to support and educate people about mental health and just keeping mentally healthy during these times, that share different strategies and tips and resources of where to go and how you can help.
Well, I think it's important that, and we like to stress that mental health, it's not just a week, it's a year-round process that we have to, make sure we consider for everyone.
Absolutely. And we've made enormous strides over the last decade, I would say, in recognizing that. And I mean, if there's any silver lining to COVID-19 is that I think more than ever, it's shone a light on how important mental health is for all of us, and that there really is no health without mental health.
Yeah. Any tips to support our mental wellness during the pandemic?
Right. I think, there's lots of different things you can do. I would suggest and recommend having a routine and that you follow. And it's easy enough to just sit in your PJs and watch, Netflix all day. But, having goals for the day, social connections are so important. So whether it's picking up the phone or doing Zoom calls or Facebook calls with your friends and family, those social connections are really important. Exercise, getting outdoors for some fresh air, and then just making a point of doing some of the things you enjoy. You might have to do it a little differently, but just keep things in perspective and know what you can control and what you can't.
Lastly, Kim, what are you looking forward to when this pandemic is over?
Well, certainly seeing some friends and family in person, but the other side of my brain wants to say some personal grooming services. So I would love to get a haircut, get some highlights, get my nails done, all that really important stuff.
Well, that's terrific. Yeah, I think some of us can use a haircut. So thanks, Kim. Listen, we really appreciate your time. And please stay well and stay safe.
Yes, you too.
Thanks. That was Kim Willis from the Canadian Mental Health Association, Windsor, Essex County.